Michael Alder June with Canned. In 3, 2, 1, begin.
You have to come play guitar for us. If you don't, we will come, we will find you, and we'll drag you in by your pretty hair.
It's 1999. I am in the fellowship hall of my parents' Catholic church. I'm stuffing my guitar back in its case after playing a talent show. And this young woman, cherubic round face, amazing cheekbones, little pixie-ish haircut. Just imagine the cutest fucking girl you've ever seen in your life, with the equally cute name of Rhiannon.
She's gesticulating at me and threatening me with a bruised scalp and pretty significant rug burn should I not join the band that plays at the Life Teen Masses. I remembered nothing else about that night. Not the song that I played, not who else was there, just Rhiannon, practically jumping up and down, telling me, "We will find you and we will drag you here." That is not a story, I want to be clear. One thing that I'm discovering, having come out as trans in middle age, is the idea of having a story is blown into a zillion little bits. They float around in my brain and recollect into little constellations of seemingly random shit that suddenly makes so much fucking sense now. Not everyone gets that thing where it's like, oh, I've known that I was a girl since I was like 9 years old.
Some of us just were 9 years old and obsessed with the Little Mermaid to the point where they would imagine these incredible scenarios lying underneath their bed sheets at night about how they would be in trouble and Ariel would have to come to our rescue. Shut up. It's what I understand now.
Now, as gender euphoria and also maybe some kind of kink that bears some exploration. But back then, delaying sleep into the wee hours of the morning, I only knew it was something that, like, I should probably keep to myself. I'm sorry, that's also not a story. The story happens decades later when a trans boy who I had just met, like the previous night, pulls me into the back hallways at Underground, pushes me against a wall, and kisses me deep, smearing both of our lipsticks. He calls me pretty girl, and I fucking melt into my boots. And then,
What?
fuck!
Oh shit! Rhiannon! That's why I've been carrying around this story about this weird threat to join a praise band all of these years. Rhiannon was the first person I ever remember calling me pretty. My decision to go on hormone replacement therapy sat in the back of my head for a long time before I made it known.
But sometime toward the end of 2021, I made a silent deal with myself. I said, bitch, this is just how I talk to myself. Bitch, get on antidepressants first, and then we can talk about HRT. You messy bitch. Now, the moment that I had that fun conversation in my head, I knew that my path was absolutely headed straight for Ursula's Cavern. And we all know that we mustn't lurk in doorways, right? Why not? It's rude. Thank you. Thank you, Benji. I knew I could count on you. And when I was finally able to wrench that little deal up to the surface and actually talk about it with my therapist, one question that she had for me was, okay, so what are you hoping to get out of HRT? And a zillion little stories that aren't really stories float around my head, still struggling to connect Rhiannon to the Little Mermaid, to putting on a dress and makeup for the first time in college, to this general feeling that I've had my entire life that I just don't fit in anywhere with anyone. And the deep sadness that comes with that, so pervasive as to be invisible, like water to a mermaid. And so, instead of any of that stuff, I burst into giggles and I blurted out the second thing that came to my mind, which was titties. Yes, titties. That's what this entire piece has been building to. May I present exhibits A and B, which I know are terrible nicknames for boobs. I'm workshopping that. Because listen.
I've never been ambitious. When you spend the first 40 years of your life not having any idea who you are, you don't really know how to want things. But knowing that I wanted tits, knowing that I wanted to transition, knowing that I wanted to be a girl. Like, can you just be a girl? Can you transition just because you kind of want to, because you feel like it? Is that allowed? Is that a thing? But knowing that there was a thing out there I wanted, knowing it in my gut that I was willing to risk blowing up my entire life to get it, I knew I had to follow that. So
Ariel got her legs, and it didn't cost much, just her voice. And I got these. And what did it cost me? I mean, a marriage, a house, a sense of security in the world. Worth it. The constellations of experiences orbiting around my head are finally starting to make sense, to tell a coherent story of who I am and who I have always been my entire life. Some people are born with that kind of clarity. Some people find their way there through vocation or through religion or through love. But girl, if your euphoria has to come in a can or a bottle, if your euphoria has to come in a little blue pill, it is just as real as anybody else's. If you cannot make your own, store-bought is fine. And you deserve it just the same as anybody else. If you want to be a girl, you can just be a girl. Thanks.
Thank you.